Two breaking stories out of Detroit have fans feeling both relieved and a bit on edge. On one hand, a massive contract extension shows full trust in one of the team's most explosive young weapons. On the other, a debut performance exposed a glaring issue that could derail the entire season, right in the heart of the offensive line. There's hope for growth, but also mounting pressure. Will that big investment pay off? And can the rookie who struggled the most bounce back? Let's kick things off with the major deal that shook up the Lions' front office. The Lions just threw down a serious bag to lock up Jameson Williams, handing him a 3-year, $83 million extension that keeps him in Detroit through 2029. And yeah, that's a big-time commitment. It's a reward for what was easily his best year yet in 2024. The guy caught 58 balls for 1,001 yards and 7 touchdowns, threw in a rushing score for good measure, and averaged a ridiculous 17.3 yards per catch. That number put him fourth in the entire league among receivers who played at least 7 games. Explosive doesn't even begin to cover it. The $83 million deal puts Jamo at 13th in the league for wide receiver annual average value, just under $28 million a year. Not bad for a dude who had to shake off some early career setbacks to become a true weapon. Head coach Dan Campbell addressed the extension this week, and you could tell he was relieved to get it done. "It's good. As much as you can get that business side of it out of the way, it's good," he said. "We were hoping it would have been done sooner, but Jamo's come a long way, and we expect a lot more out of him too." Translation: he's not just here for the vibes, they want to see him go full superstar. Unfortunately, the good vibes didn't last long this weekend. Detroit's 2025 campaign started with a thud at Lambeau, falling 27-13 to the Packers. Jared Goff was efficient but mostly quiet, 225 yards, a touchdown, and a pick on 31 of 39 passing. Williams didn't exactly erupt either, hauling in 4 catches for just 23 yards on 5 targets. The only touchdown came in garbage time, courtesy of rookie Isaac Tisleya, who went full mossed with a leaping snag in the final minute. But the real problem? That O-line. With longtime anchor Frank Ragnow now retired and a shuffled guard rotation, Goff got knocked around, sacked 4 times and hit 9 more. The run game? Basically non-existent. Just 46 yards on 22 carries. David Montgomery led with 25 yards on 11 carries, while Jahmyr Gibbs added 19 yards on 9. Brutal stuff. Now the Lions are looking to bounce back in Week 2, returning home to host the Bears in a divisional showdown at Ford Field. Chicago's rolling in with rookie QB Caleb Williams under center, and a familiar face calling the shots, former Lions OC Ben Johnson, now the Bears head coach. Despite the rough start, Detroit's still favored by 5.5 points, with a 47.5 total on ESPN BET. The matchup predictor likes their odds too, giving the Lions a 61.2% shot to get back in the win column. And hey, Detroit's had Chicago's number lately. They swept the Bears last season and are 5-1 against them since 2022. But while the extension sparked excitement, a rookie's rough debut in the trenches has fans talking. And what he said after the game is making even more noise. Tate Ratledge's NFL debut didn't go the way he, or anyone in Detroit, was hoping. But the rookie guard isn't ducking the heat. After a brutal Week 1 showing against the Packers, where the Lions' offensive line got absolutely manhandled, Ratledge stood up, owned it, and made one thing clear. He expects way more from himself. Let's set the stage. Detroit's offensive front got lit up. Jared Goff was under constant pressure, the run game was totally dead, and the Lions couldn't find any rhythm. On the flip side, Green Bay's Jordan Love had all day to throw. It was a beatdown in the trenches, plain and simple. Pro Football Focus didn't hold back either. Their breakdown pinpointed the Lions' interior line as the main reason for the meltdown. Christian Mahogany and Tate Ratledge, both filling the massive shoes of former Pro Bowlers Kevin Zeitler and Frank Ragnow, were tagged as 2 of the worst-graded linemen in the entire league. Between them, they gave up 7 pressures and 3 sacks. Ratledge posted a pass-blocking grade of just 39.2. Ouch. But here's the thing. Ratledge didn't hide from it. He was the first one to step in front of the mic and call himself out. "Starting with myself, I've got to be better," he said. "That wasn't my best game, and it didn't meet this team's standard, especially not the standard of this offensive line room. I've got to go to work and fix it." That's not just a throwaway comment. That's a rookie stepping into a tough spot and showing some real leadership. He didn't pass blame, didn't make excuses, he just got real. And now, He's locked in on the next step, getting into the film, making adjustments, and showing out in the weeks to come. Ratledge added, "I just know I have to come out with a better showing. It's not our standard, not my standard. I've got to dive into the film and figure out what needs to change." Yeah, the debut was ugly, but this kid's mindset is anything but. You don't bounce back from a performance like that unless you've got the right attitude, and Ratledge seems to have it in spades. He's still green, and the learning curve is steep, but don't bet against him figuring it out. The hunger's there, and that's half the battle. Locking up Jameson was a smart move, but if Ratledge doesn't get time and support to grow, this offense won't click. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe so you don't miss any Lions updates.